My dear child, listen with your whole heart. These words are not just whispers of comfort. They are a lifeline meant to carry you through this moment. In the storm of your emotions, I offer you a steady hand. When your thoughts are restless and your heart feels heavy, come closer. Let this message be the anchor in the chaos, drawing you back to peace. I see you trying, enduring, pushing forward. Even when everything inside you begs to stop, you're not invisible. Every burden you carry has not gone unnoticed. I know the pressure that tightens in your chest at night, the fears that steal your breath in silence. And still I say, you are not alone. There is a place prepared for your rest, a shelter that doesn't vanish when the winds rise. Let these words break the cycle of unrest. Release the tension you hold like armor. You do not have to keep bracing for impact. You were never meant to live constantly on edge, expecting pain around every corner. There is relief here, waiting for you to accept it. There is peace, not earned by perfection, but freely given because you are worth it. In moments when the world feels unkind and your own mind betrays you, return to this truth. Your worth is not based on your ability to fix everything. Let go of the relentless need to hold it all together. Even if your progress feels slow, even if your path seems unclear, each small step forward matters. There is purpose in the pause. There is strength in stillness. When sadness creeps in uninvited, trying to convince you that joy has abandoned you, remember this: joy is not gone. It is buried beneath the weight of survival. But even buried seeds rise again. Your joy is still alive, waiting for space to bloom. Allow it to rise gently through the cracks of your guarded heart. You may feel anger at the pain, the unfairness, the silence of those who should have seen you. Do not fear that emotion. Your anger is not wrong. It is the mark of something sacred being violated. Let it guide you toward healing, not destruction. Let it point you to what must be rebuilt within, with compassion and courage. There will be days when confusion clouds your vision. On those days, do not chase clarity with frantic hands. Sit quietly. Let the stillness speak. Trust that clarity will come, not with force, but with gentle unfolding. The answers you seek are not always loud. Sometimes wisdom arrives in whispers that only the calm can hear. You were not created to be consumed by fear. Fear may knock, but it does not own you. Let the tremble in your voice still speak truth. Let your steps, though shaky, move forward. You don't need the absence of fear to be brave. You need only to keep going despite it. That is the courage that rewrites stories. Disgust may try to convince you that parts of your past disqualify you from peace. But I say to you, there is no blemish too deep, no shadow too dark that light cannot touch. Your past is not a prison, it is a path. Every detour, every scar, has brought you to this moment of becoming. Do not despise your journey. It has refined you. Surprise will meet you again in joy. When you least expect it, beauty will rise from places you had written off. Keep your heart open. Stay tender. Even after the world has tried to harden you, there is still so much good meant for you. So many unexpected mercies waiting just beyond the next turn. I invite you to release the story that says you must earn rest, prove worth, or hustle for peace. Peace is your inheritance. Rest is your right. Worth is already woven into your being. Let these words sink into every place where lies once lived. Let truth echo louder. You are allowed to need help. You are allowed to slow down. There is no shame in asking for what you need. And if the voices around you tell you otherwise, let this voice be louder. You matter. Even on the days you feel broken. Especially on those days. You don't have to rush healing. Take your time. There is no stopwatch on your soul. Some wounds require gentle tending, not harsh deadlines. Be patient. Be kind to yourself. You're learning how to live with grace, not perfection. Right now, everything might not make sense. You may still feel uncertain. But even so, you are being carried. You are being held in a strength greater than your own. Trust that something unseen is working on your behalf. Trust that every breath is a new invitation to hope. Let this moment be a turning point. Not because your circumstances suddenly shift, but because something within you does. Let hope have a voice again. Let your next breath carry intention. You are not standing still. You are unfolding. You were made for more than survival. You were created to thrive in the truth of who you are. Let today be the day you stop apologizing for taking up space. Let today be the day you decide that your peace is not negotiable. Whatever darkness you've walked through, whatever tears you've cried in silence, know this: they have not been wasted. They have nourished the soil for something new. Something sacred is growing in you. Even now, hold on, not with desperate fear, but with sacred expectancy. What's ahead is not only different from what's behind it, it's better. You are stepping into a deeper wisdom, a richer joy, and a gentler strength. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to keep saying yes to the next step. The path will appear as you walk it, and with every step, grace walks beside you, quiet, steady, unshakable. There's a new rhythm available to you now, one not driven by fear or scarcity, but by trust. Choose that rhythm. Let it lead you. Let it hold you when your knees shake. Let it remind you, you are still becoming, and that is a holy thing. So too do I remain ever watchful over you. I notice what others overlook: the quiet battles you fight, the tears you hide, the strength it takes to simply show up when your heart feels too heavy to carry. You are not invisible here. Your silent resilience echoes louder than you know, and every hidden scar, every weary sigh, is seen with compassion and met with unwavering support. There are times when disappointment may wrap itself around your heart like a fog, when betrayal stings, or when the silence from others feels like abandonment. In these moments, I am not distant, I draw closer, not to judge, but to heal. When anger swells within you from wounds left unspoken, do not fear that emotion. It is part of your human depth. Bring it here. Bring your sorrow, your frustration, your questions. Nothing about you is too much for me to carry. Let go of the urge to wear a mask of strength when your spirit aches. Vulnerability is not weakness, it is the soil where healing begins. And even when the world makes you feel misunderstood, even when contempt or rejection has left you wary of opening your heart, know this: here you are known entirely and still deeply loved. You are not reduced to your past, nor are you trapped in the labels others have placed upon you. You are evolving, and your journey is honored every step of the way. You may be surprised to learn how much beauty is unfolding within you. Even now, growth often arrives disguised as hardship, and sometimes the very experiences you once resented become the foundations of your greatest strength. Let that realization awaken joy in you. Not the fleeting kind tied to circumstance, but a joy that springs from knowing you are steadily becoming who you were meant to be. Even if you find yourself in a season where clarity is absent, do not believe for a moment that you are directionless. There is purpose in every stretch of uncertainty. I am guiding you through what may feel like confusion, not because you are lost, but because I am preparing something meaningful through this process. Trust the timing. Trust the delays, the pauses, even the redirections. They are not denials, but protection and preparation. If fear whispers lies in the dark, if it tells you you'll fail, that you'll be left behind, that you are unworthy of love or incapable of change, bring those lies into the light. Name them. Expose them. They lose power when they are not allowed to fester in silence. The truth is greater. You are capable, worthy, and equipped to overcome what stands in your way. Do not be discouraged by the messiness of the process. Healing is not a clean line. Progress often feels like a dance, forward, backward, sideways. It may bring tears one day and laughter the next. Let every step count. Let every stumble teach you something new about your courage. And if anger arises along the way, anger at circumstances, at yourself, or even at me, do not suppress it in shame. I do not fear your honesty. Even the harshest emotions, when brought here, can be transformed into deeper understanding. There will be days when the weight of grief feels like a thundercloud pressing against your chest. On those days, let sadness be felt, not as something to be fixed, but as a sacred part of your experience. Cry if you must. Speak if you can, or simply be still, and let my presence surround you. You are not weak for grieving. You are not broken for feeling deeply. That depth is part of what makes your heart so beautifully alive. And yes, there may be disgust for what has been done to you, for mistakes you've made, for things you wish you could forget. But let that disgust not harden you. Let it become a turning point, a reminder that you crave something purer, truer, more aligned with who you are becoming. Let it stir a desire for change and healing. You are not the sum of what has harmed you. You are so much more. You are not meant to live constantly bracing for the next blow. You were not created to carry dread in your chest, as if it's your normal. Let peace replace panic. Let hope replace dread. It will take time and it will take courage, but you are already showing both. Simply by continuing forward, I will be with you through each moment, each breath, each new beginning. This path is not without hardship, but it is not without reward either. The clarity and peace you seek will come, not all at once, but steadily, faithfully, like the rising of the sun after the longest night. And when it does, you will look back, not with bitterness, but with understanding. You will see how every valley shaped you, how every dark night refined you, how every tear watered the seeds of wisdom and compassion that now bloom within you. You are more than your most difficult day. You are more than the silence you've had to endure. You are more than the doubts you carry. Even when your mind is clouded with uncertainty, your spirit remains strong. You are still moving, still growing, still becoming. Let that be enough for now. Allow this message to settle like warmth in your bones. Let it soften the harsh edges of your inner world. When you feel numb, return to it. When you're overwhelmed, breathe slowly and remember these truths. You are being held, not just in moments of strength, but especially in moments of weakness. There is no shame in needing help. There is no weakness in receiving love. This care does not require you to earn it. It is given freely, continuously, not based on performance, but based on your worth, which is unshakable. The world may overlook you. It may misunderstand your silence or misjudge your motives. But here you are fully seen and fully embraced, not as a project to fix, but as a soul to cherish. So pause now, breathe. Let this moment be enough. Let it be your reset. You do not need to do everything today. You do not need to have all the answers. You only need to stay open, to stay honest, and to stay present with what is unfolding. The breakthrough you long for may come when you least expect it. It may arrive quietly, like a new thought, a sudden peace, a reconnection, or the lifting of something that's burdened you for years. Stay awake to the small shifts. They matter more than you know. They are signs that the tide is turning. You are being renewed from the inside out. Change is already underway. Allow it, welcome it, and know that no matter what comes, you will not walk it alone. You are held in deep care, and nothing, no sorrow, no failure, no fear can take that away. An unwavering strength. Even in moments when everything around you feels like it's crumbling, this care does not waver. It steadies you when grief clutches at your chest, when injustice ignites your anger, when sadness casts its long shadows, and when fear whispers that things may never get better. In these times, do not turn away. Press in closer. Let this presence be the anchor when the tides rise, and the wind roars with contempt for your peace. Your emotions, though messy and complex, are never too much to be held. You are not expected to deny your outrage, or hide your sorrow, or pretend away your fear. Bring them all. This support can bear the weight of every feeling you carry. Let disgust over broken promises be heard. Let confusion over shattered plans be voiced. This space was not made for perfection. It was created for truth, vulnerability, and healing. When despair creeps in and threatens to convince you that nothing will change, listen again. Hear the quiet assurance echoing through your weariness. You are seen. You are heard. You are carried. In times when you're tempted to retreat in bitterness or numbness, hold fast. A breakthrough is being prepared beyond what you can see. You don't need to construct false strength. Your honesty is enough. If you've been met with betrayal, know that your pain is valid. If life has handed you loss after loss, your mourning is welcomed here. If you've been overlooked, misunderstood, or devalued, this care restores your worth. There is no mistake, no failure, no regret too severe for this presence to redeem. Even when your voice shakes with emotion, or your resolve weakens under pressure, grace surrounds you, not judgment. And in the middle of emotional chaos, there is still joy, not the superficial kind, but a deep sustaining joy that flickers like a warm flame in your soul. It is not shaken by outcomes. It is not dependent on others' approval. It is born from knowing you are never truly alone. That kind of joy stirs even in suffering and reminds you that beauty can bloom in unlikely places. Allow surprise to visit you again. Let wonder unfold in moments you thought were ordinary. Be amazed at the way resilience returns like breath in your lungs. Be moved by the gentleness extended to you when you least deserve it. There is awe hidden in the everyday. When you pause, it meets you in stillness. This care invites you to see beyond the ache and recognize goodness rising from ruin. There may be times when disgust over the world's cruelty feels too heavy, when injustice wears on your soul, when questions overwhelm you. But even then, do not disconnect. You are part of something greater, a movement of restoration, of compassion, of justice rooted in love. Your emotions are not obstacles. They are messengers calling you into deeper truth. Yes, anger may visit. Let it drive you toward healing, not destruction. Let it remind you that you still care, that you still believe things should be better. In those moments when you feel invisible or unheard, remember this: care sees beyond the surface. It understands the layers. It recognizes your worth, even when others fail to. You have been guided this far, not by chance, but by constant care that interweaves through every part of your life. Even when progress feels slow or answers seem silent, something powerful is unfolding beneath the surface. The unseen is not absent. It is quietly preparing what your heart longs for. And when exhaustion tempts you to surrender, when all strength seems drained, know this: you are being lifted. There are provisions you cannot yet see, people you haven't yet met, doors that haven't yet opened, all coming together in perfect time. This is not the end of your story. You are on your way to something more complete, more fulfilling, more beautiful than you dared to imagine. Take courage, not the loud, bold kind, but the quiet, persistent kind that rises again even after defeat. Even when fear presses in with questions that have no answers, know that presence remains. When your hands tremble and your heart aches, remember you are not required to navigate life alone. The strength you need is already surrounding you. Let your heart be softened, not because the world is gentle, but because grace still abounds. Bitterness will never lead you home, but mercy will. When you choose to keep your heart open despite the hurt, you align yourself with healing. And that healing is not far off. It is already reaching toward you, offering renewal without condition. Stay close to this truth. You are deeply loved, even when you feel unworthy. You are being held in ways that defy logic. What was once shattered can be rebuilt. What feels delayed is not denied. What seems abandoned is still deeply attended to. You are not walking in circles. You're being led forward through a path of refinement and purpose. Every moment of silence is not neglect. Sometimes it's the breath between miracles. In the spaces where you feel forgotten, there is intricate work being done on your behalf. If you could see all that's being orchestrated in your favor, you'd never doubt again. So hold on, not blindly, but bravely, with eyes wide open to hope. Your journey matters. Every step you take, every tear you shed, every courageous decision to continue matters. You are not simply surviving, you are being transformed. There is meaning in your process, even when you cannot define it yet. This support walks with you into the unknown and lights the way forward. Trust the unfolding. Trust that no matter how intense the emotions, how overwhelming the day, or how silent the night, you are not forsaken. This presence doesn't just observe from afar. It steps into your pain, your joy, your anger, your longing. It walks with you until you find peace again. So breathe deeply, speak honestly. Let yourself be fully known. There is nothing too dark, too broken, or too painful that cannot be redeemed. This care does not shrink away from the parts of you that feel unlovable. It draws even closer. Let this moment be your turning point. Choose to lean in, Even when retreat feels easier, choose healing over numbness, trust over fear, grace over judgment. You are already seen, already held, already deeply known, and that more than anything is your reason to keep going. And you will find that what is meant for you will arrive, not by force, but by alignment. When you allow yourself to remain near, quiet, steady, faithful, you create the space where miracles quietly unfold. They may not shout for attention, but their impact echoes deeply. What I have prepared for you will not slip away. The doors I open cannot be closed by anyone, even when others question your path, or when you face dismissive glances and cold indifference. Know this: your purpose remains intact, and your value does not lessen in their disbelief. There will be moments that sting, when recognition is denied, when efforts go unseen, when comparisons and criticism bruise your spirit. These moments are not the end. They are refining fires. Let them shape your patience, your endurance, and your inner strength. I see what others miss. I acknowledge what the world overlooks, and in the silence, I lift you up in ways unseen, elevating your soul, expanding your heart, fortifying your will. Let disappointment be your teacher, not your identity. Let delays teach you resilience, not resignation. There's a time for everything, and this time of waiting is not a punishment. It is a preparation. You are being made ready, strengthened quietly, so that when the fulfillment comes, it will not crush you, but carry you. What appears stagnant on the surface is full of movement beneath. The roots of your promise are deepening silently, anchoring you to withstand what is ahead. Stay grounded. Do not be distracted by what others seem to gain quickly. What arrives swiftly can fade just as fast. What I am building with you is lasting. Let joy return to your heart, not the fleeting joy that comes with momentary relief, but the abiding joy that grows from trust, the kind that says, "Even now I believe." Let it well up in you, even in the midst of sadness or confusion. Don't silence your sorrow. Bring it to me. Even your anger, your bitterness, your disbelief. None of it scares me. Bring every emotion to me like an offering, and I will not cast you away. I will shape it into something beautiful. I will meet you exactly where you are, with compassion, not judgment. Do not compare your pace to others. The weight you carry, the lessons you've lived through, and the healing you've undergone, all shape a path that's uniquely yours. Every moment of fear you've overcome, every tear shed in silence, every breath taken in the midst of anxiety has been seen. I count each one, not to remind you of your weakness, but to show you how deeply you are known and how completely you are cared for. Yes, there will be times when disgust rises in you. Disgust with your circumstances, with how unfair life seems, with how little others understand what you've endured. Don't deny it. Let it bring you to a place of honesty. I do not ask you to pretend. I ask you to stay close, even with your questions and discomfort. When you are most disillusioned, that is when I am most near. I do not turn away when you're at your lowest. I draw in closer. And when anger rises, anger at betrayal, at injustice, at your own choices, know that I am still holding you. I am not here to condemn you for your rage. I am here to help you see beyond it, to show you that underneath that fire is a deep longing for fairness, for healing, for truth. You are not wrong for feeling deeply. It means you are still alive. Let your emotions become doorways, not dead ends. I am not done with you. The story is not over. You have seen only a glimpse of what I have planned. There's so much more healing, more peace, more meaning. Do not allow cynicism to cloud your vision. Do not let the world's coldness harden your heart. Even when you are surrounded by skepticism, hold on to tenderness. Your soft heart is not a weakness. It is your strength. It is the channel through which I do my deepest work. I have not forgotten the desires of your heart. I know what you've waited for. I know the longing that wakes you in the night, and the unspoken prayers you've dared not repeat out loud. I see it all, and in my care, nothing is wasted. Not even your waiting. I will use it all. Even what you regret, even what you thought disqualified you. Nothing disqualifies you from my care. Let surprise meet you in the coming days. Not surprise born of fear, but the kind that comes when something better than expected arrives. Let wonder return to your spirit. There is still room for delight, for awe, for beauty to rise from the ashes. Let yourself hope again. Even if hope feels fragile, I will not let it break. This is not the end of your story. It is the unfolding of a new chapter, one where your scars speak of survival, not shame, one where your history becomes a testimony, not a trap, one where you learn that you were never forsaken, even in the loneliest nights. So walk on, not rushed, not fearful, but steady. Walk forward knowing you are guided, even when the path seems unclear. The clouds may remain for a while, but the light is always moving behind them, and soon enough, it will break through again. Keep your heart open, keep your spirit ready, because the shift is coming, not by force, but by grace. Not because you earned it, but because I promised it. Stay rooted, stay expectant, stay present. You are seen, you are cherished, and your journey is not forgotten. When confusion weighs heavily on your spirit, and the path ahead seems dark and uncertain, remember this: darkness does not have the final say. I am the light that breaks through your doubts, and I have never left you alone in your struggles. Even when your soul trembles and your prayers feel unheard, I am there, closer than your breath, holding every sigh, every unspoken ache in the palm of my hand. Though you may feel overwhelmed, you are never overpowered. I see your pain, your disappointment, when doors close, when people turn away, when silence feels deafening. These are not punishments, but preparations. They shape you, they do not shame you. Do not let frustration blind you to the truth I've placed deep inside you. Anger may rise in your heart, anger at injustice, at unfairness, at the prosperity of evil. I understand this fire. I don't ask you to bury it, but to bring it to me. In my presence, even your anger finds purpose and healing. I will transform bitterness into courage, resentment into clarity. The fire that once threatened to consume you will become the light that guides your way forward. Fear may whisper lies, reminding you of past failures or predicting future defeat. But I counter every lie with truth. You are not weak. You are not forgotten. You are not beyond repair. I am with you in every trembling moment, filling you with a courage that grows deep roots, anchored in trust. You are allowed to grieve. Sadness is not failure. It is proof that you have loved and hoped. When tears fall, whether silently or in the open, I gather each one. Your sorrow is never invisible to me. I walk beside you through it all. My care demands no performance, only your presence. Let the tears fall, and let healing begin. In moments when disgust with yourself or your past arises, look through my eyes. I do not recoil. I redeem. No shame is too great, no mistake too dark for my mercy to cleanse. You were never meant to carry regret alone. Piece by piece, release it. I'm not counting your faults. I am rewriting your story. Change often arrives quietly, like dawn. Just when you think nothing is shifting, joy will greet you like an old friend. One act of kindness, one answered prayer, one moment of peace can change everything. Stay open, stay expectant. I am at work, even when you don't see it. You may question your worth when others overlook you or dismiss your vulnerability, but I do not measure you by the world's standards. You are not invisible to me. Every detail of your life matters. I crafted you with purpose, with care, with infinite intention. When relationships break and love feels lost, come to me. I understand rejection and betrayal. My heart aches with yours, but your pain will not define you. It will refine you. I will fill the emptiness with peace and wholeness. You are not the sum of your broken pieces. You are grace in motion. Each scar is not defeat, but survival. You have endured what others cannot see, and here you are, standing strong, still believing, still reaching forward. That is strength. That is faith, and I honor it. Let life soften your heart, not harden it. In a world often bitter and harsh, you are called to be different, to rise above, to love when it's difficult, to forgive when it hurts, to hope when hope seems foolish. This is not weakness. It is my strength shining through you. Trust the rhythm of progress. Some days seem still, but even in stillness roots grow. In silence wisdom deepens. In waiting endurance strengthens. What looks like delay is often divine preparation. Do not despise these slow seasons. They are sacred. They build what speed cannot sustain. You will look back and see that nothing was wasted, not the detours, the heartbreak, or the failures. I have used them all. Every setback was a setup for what comes next. I am the master of redemption, turning harm into blessing. So walk boldly, not fearfully. Lift your head high. I am not just behind you, I am ahead, clearing the way, opening doors, preparing people and places for your arrival. You are not late. You are right on time. My timing is perfect. Even when it confuses you, come closer. Keep speaking to me. Even when words are few, keep seeking me. When faith falters, keep trusting. When outcomes seem distant, you are part of a sacred unfolding, and I will never fail you. Let hope be your song and faith your guide. Even now, I am weaving your story, threading light through shadows, creating beauty from broken places. There is more ahead, more healing, more joy, more peace than you can imagine. Keep walking with me and you will see it all in time. Amen.